That's the OG countdown. That's the OG StreamYard countdown, man. No hype hip hop beat from DJ Eastwood on this stream. Sorry for anyone that was looking forward to the 5-minute countdown. We gave you the 30-second one. We're here. Run it back, Philly. Man, I haven't done this for a while. I haven't gone live since we were live last week. Yeah, I haven't done anything for a minute. I'm a little out of the loop. What's my intro? Run it back, Philly. No frauds, no fanboys, no intros. Hit the like button if you're watching it live right now, or if you're watching the recording back when it's on YouTube. Just hit the damn like button, man. It helps everybody, and
it's free. And it's free.
This is free. You have to watch some ads that you get to skip. These kids will never know what a real commercial is.
Nope.
Anyway, Greg, how's it going, man?
Dude, it's going great. Today is day 7 of working in a row.
7 in a row?
7 in a row. I switched my night shift tonight for a morning shift. Got home at 4 a.m. last night. Got to work at 11. So I'm feeling great, dude. I'm ready. Took a nap. I'm ready to go.
Damn, dude. You're out here grinding.
Yeah, dude. I mean, everyone's been on vacation, so I'm just like, all right, well, no one can take my shift. I'll work it.
Do it up, man. I am. More money for you.
Amen to that.
Well, hey, the people are glad to have you back in Sixers talk, in the Sixers talk universe.
I know.
We're happy to have you back.
It's more than just Twitter now. We're back in the regular world, the live world, not just Twitter.
Yeah, we're out here we got to get our opinions out, man. We can't just tweet. We got to tell the people what's going on. What else? Oh yeah, I usually start the show with 5 takes in the chat. That's how I do my lives. That's how I started doing my live streams throughout the year. It was a lot of fun. So let's do some of them. Let's do 5 takes in the chat before we get to the topic that we want to talk about, which is this ridiculous, stupid Tobias Harris interview. 5 takes in the chat. Somebody's spamming already. I can't read the chat because you're on timeout. You're spamming the chat, bro. All right. Kafka Yams. They should have pushed to acquire John Collins. Yeah, John Collins got traded, and John Collins got traded for like nothing, right? For like a second round pick and what? A pick swap or something? He got traded for like nothing.
Second rounder.
Yeah, and I was saying for like the past couple of years, please just trade Tobias Harris for John Collins. That's when I knew we weren't going to be able to get off the Tobias Harris contract, and I was like, at least you're going to get an athletic rebounding power forward next to Joel Embiid instead of a Tobias Harris, who I think is, I agree with his dad in certain parts. He's a terrible fit next to Embiid and some other guys, but I thought John Collins would have just fit better. But now I feel like you're so close to the end of the contract, you don't want to take on another one that has, more years on it and more money. Not more money than Tobias' contract, but you're not clearing any cap space, I don't think, if you would have traded for John Collins.
No, I don't know. There is no reason for the Sixers to trade for John Collins. It's like a worse shooting Tobias Harris. Sick, dude. Let's bring him on for 3 more years of the exact same amount of money. Yeah, dude, no.
More athletic than Tobias.
Yeah, light years more athletic than Tobias, but he's way more hero ball, and he is equally, as if not less, like able to fit a system around him. John Collins stinks, dude. He stinks. Unless he's playing the Sixers, and then he's pretty solid.
Yeah. Unless he's playing the Sixers, then he dunks on Joel Embiid and puts it on a T-shirt. I think I'm tired of Tobias Harris's lack of effort in situations. That's the one thing I'm really going to get into is the fact that it's not the fit. It's not the style of play. It's not what Doc Rivers asked him to do. It's the sheer lack of effort. The sheer, I don't know, man. I think you hand people a certain amount of money. This is new. This is relatively new, by the way. People in general making this much money. Like this is in the last 50 years, people started making this much money. This is not something that's been around forever. So we start seeing these NBA players that get paid 150, $200 million, and all of a sudden they're quitting in playoff games and they're out at the strip clubs or wherever else. And it seems like they're not really dedicated to the game. We don't know what the future holds for people making this much money.
Well, yeah, I mean, especially nowadays, you can just give it's not even that these people are like seeing, yes, they're seeing money that's never been seen before, but now with like all the creation of the second apron and like the salary cap increasing every couple of years, dude, it's like there are more and more and more guys receiving just the bag. You know what I mean? And that's the crazy thing about it, is that like it just seems that everyone is getting a ton of money nowadays.
All right. Somebody said go after Paul George. I think we talked about that last time. I'm not interested in a player that can't stay healthy.
You didn't like my tweet. You did not like my tweet, DJ.
What did your tweet say?
It was like, make the move for Paul George right now. Trade Tobias, D'Anthony Melton, Jaden Springer, and like a first for Paul George. Go after it right now.
Paul George is done.
Dude. But he's so much better than everyone else.
Yes, but I think my issue is that I think people in the NBA or NBA fans and people that watch the NBA, sports, whatever, they hear this name and they think that that player is the player they were 10 years ago. This guy was drafted in 2010. It is his going on his 14th year in the NBA. He's injured and old.
Yeah.
Him and Joel Embiid in the second round is no players in the second round.
I know, but if you think about it, DJ, like if you create a team of all playoff droppers and all dudes who can't get past the second round, maybe accidentally they'll all balance each other out and become like a really good playoff team. Like if we just start bringing in every playoff choker in NBA history, maybe they'll balance each other out and they're like, oh, we should have did this 2 years ago. That would be great. Just bring in everyone that sucks in the playoffs. Everyone on the team's hitting the side of the backboard. Eventually, one of them is going to go in, and then they're all going to look at each other like, who just did that?
It's so hard to bring players in based on like their level of health or endurance or ability to stay healthy, because if Joel Embiid's not healthy, you're not winning anyway. So at the same time, it's like trade for Paul George. If Embiid's injured and Paul George is injured, or if Embiid's injured and Paul George is healthy, nothing really matters anyway. At the end of the day, you need Joel Embiid to be healthy. And until next playoffs, we're going to be saying things that basically don't actually matter, because the only thing that actually matters is Joel Embiid being healthy. If he's not healthy, we lose.
It's always been that. It's always Joel.
Philly Liverpool FC with the positivity in the chat. Blow this team up. There's no hope for this team. I have no faith in anybody in this organization. I felt that way right after the loss. This is what the Sixers do, and this is probably just me being obsessed with the game and being such a fan. I won't allow myself to quit, so I talk myself back into it throughout the offseason. And then I'm excited again when the season starts and it all happens again, and I get let down again.
I am all on board for Daryl Morey still. I know everyone hates him, but I think he's done a good job here. We'll see.
I'm going to bring that up. Don't you worry.
I'm looking forward to it.
Last one, Limp Trizkits, nice name. If you're Tobias, why would you want to stick around when Embiid always throws his teammates under the bus? Oh, a little bit of Tobias Harris support in the chat.
Who does Joel throw under the bus, dude? Joel's not really like a communicative dude in the press. He's not like, yo, this dude should. We never saw that until Harden early in this year's season said he wanted to see like whoever be more aggressive or something. And we were like, oh, we love that from James. Yeah, we were like, oh, we love that from James. We need someone like a leader. Embiid doesn't talk shit about anybody, dude.
Yeah, we wish he would, actually. Yeah. We wish he would have went, the first couple of years. Maybe Ben Simmons would have shot the ball. Maybe, probably not, but, who knows? But yeah, I don't know who he throws under the bus. He threw Doc under the bus, I guess, at the end of last season. Or no, he said, me and James can't do it alone.
Right.
Which was, I put a rant video because that was the dumbest thing he could have said after that loss.
So ironic. So ironic, dude. PJ Tucker should have went up there and was like, I can't do this shit alone.
Right.
That would have made sense.
You guys disappeared, man. All right. So we have a Tobias Harris video of he was interviewed at where were they at? There was a video of like little baby in the background with some parachute pants on and like I don't know what's going on, but they were somewhere. What was it? Do you know what it was?
I have
It was
no
like a
idea where it
foundation or
was.
something. Oh, it was Michael Rubin's some kind of donation thing. You know, it was the Fanatics. Michael Rubin owns Fanatics. He was a former
Oh.
76ers partial owner and sold his stake once he saw the Titanic going downhill or sinking. And now he owns Fanatics, and he had like a Fanatics appreciation night, some kind of charity thing to make it seem like, you know, billionaires really care about the community. But they interviewed Tobias Harris at this thing, and here's what he said. Are you ready?
I'm so ready.
Okay, here's what he said.
Trade speculation, you know, casual Sixers fans, they'll trade me for a crumble cookie. But at the end of the day...
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
All right.
Trade speculation, you know, casual Sixers fans, they'll trade me for a crumble cookie. But at the end of the day, you know, they have to realize, like...
They have to realize what? That you stink! I can't even... I'm sorry. Okay, we got to watch the rest.
You're not getting a 6'9" forward back who can, you know, damn near shoot 40% from three, guard other team's best player, shoot, post-up, drive, play 70-plus games a year.
Okay. I do have a conspiracy about this.
I will say quickly, it's not even that he's wrong, because I don't think he's wrong. But we'll continue. We'll get into it. You. What's your conspiracy?
I do have a conspiracy about this. But first, like, to even sit up here and say casual Sixers fans won't understand, you know, and something about a 6'9" forward shoots 40%. The fact that he said out loud, casual Sixers fans, bro, this is entirely incorrect. This is entirely incorrect. The only people defending Tobias Harris are people that don't watch every Sixers game and don't know the sheer lack of effort that this guy shows on the floor night in and night out in the biggest games, especially. I got tweets from people saying like, yeah, Tobias, about time you speak out to these haters or whatever. And the guy's profile picture is Jalen Hurts. I'm not talking trash about Eagles fans. What I'm saying is if you don't actually watch every Sixers game, you don't understand why everyone hates Tobias Harris. And I don't expect you to understand. So he's totally incorrect about this. The casual fans are the ones defending you. The real fans hate you because you go off against the shittiest teams in the NBA. You put up fake numbers, and when it matters the most, you absolutely suck and you quit. It's the quitting part that I hate the most about this guy's play. He quits. He absolutely quits. You can't tell me that you just finished a playoff game with 2 points and 6 rebounds, and I'm a casual for being mad at you for it. It's ridiculous. And he's done it his whole career. It's and one more thing, the people that think you just hate him because the Sixers gave him a big contract. He's not that player. So that's why you guys are mad. It's not his fault that the Sixers paid him that money. If Tobias Harris was on a contract that made sense for his play style, I would still hate him. Because in the biggest games, the guy absolutely disappears. And he plays the game soft. He avoids contact. He does little dumbass stupid floaters off the top of the backboard. You're 6'9". Why are you bringing up the fact that you're 6'9"? How many times did you dunk the ball last season? Once? I think one time. He plays the game soft. And when you see him pull up to the game in his Rolls Royce and his freaking Louis Vuitton pants with his ankles showing and his loafers, you walk into the game soft and you play the game soft. Give me a guy like DeAnthony Melton who walks into the game with a hoodie on and just gives it 100% effort. I need the guys with the neck tattoos and the hoodies. I'm tired of these kind of guys on my basketball team. There's my rant.
I love it. Kudos. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. I really did like it. The energy was there. A couple of good laughs in the middle. And pretty solidly accurate. And we like that. So 9 out of 10, DJ, good job. That's a good report card there. That's like summa cum laude. But my only thing is like, I'll play both sides of the coin. On the good side, maybe Tobias Harris can have a much better year under a coach that knows how to utilize somebody like him. Like, my biggest gripe with Tobias Harris is the fact that his lack of awareness of how the game is going and of what the team needs at the moment. Because if I see another, like, we're down by 6 with 8 minutes left and we're giving it to Tobias Harris to do like an isolation post up, I'm like, what the hell is this, dude? We have superstars on the court. Why are we going to Toby to get us a bucket like he's Michael Jordan or DeMar DeRozan or Jimmy Butler? Because he's not that guy. He's not that guy. Let him. He needs such a smaller role, but Doc Rivers loved him and let him do whatever the hell he wanted to do. Maybe on the bright side, Nick Nurse will utilize him more of a player like he should be being used as. So maybe there's that. Maybe I can talk myself into that if he comes back to the Sixers for another terrible, terrible, disappointing year. But my thing with Toby is, dude, he's just a bitch. He doesn't play the game. He never fits the Sixers' needs. We never get anything out of him that could help the Sixers win in a specific moment or a game. It's like he's playing a different game. It's like he has no idea what's going on and he just wants to do his own thing. And he doesn't always guard the best player on the other team. I'll say he's been a lot better in the playoffs. Yeah, dude, he was solid this year, especially towards the later half of playing defense and putting more energy on that side. But, dude, you're not a shutdown defender. You're not a great offensive player. You're an average guy. You're just very average at everything. You're just average. Like, don't talk about yourself like you're like this egomaniac of like a superstar monster. You're not that dude. You're not that dude.
You're not that guy, pal.
No, he's not, dude.
You're not that guy.
He's never been an all-star. He's never been even in consideration for it. He hasn't really had a good year with the Sixers yet. He's just been so average. He's shot, 36% from 3? That's not really almost 40%. Like, there's a huge difference.
40%.
There's a huge difference between league average of 36% and 40%, dude. And I just hate how, like, my thing is that, like, this just goes to show that Tobias Harris is, like, he cares so much about what people are saying about him on the internet, and he's like reading everything and he's listening to everything, and he just needs the clap back to just make a moment for himself to be like, I'm not appreciated enough. Dude, shut up. You're so overrated, and you're like, just shut up, dude. Do your freaking job, and maybe we'll respect you. Maybe if you just played harder, if you weren't the slowest dude on the court at all times. Holy shit, you're calling yourself a 6'9" wing. You can't even run. You can't run, dude.
That's what I mean. I don't. So, like, it blew me away because he made it sound like, so he was like, there's part of it. A couple people posted like his full quotes on Twitter and stuff. There's parts where he was like, Doc wanted me to be the fourth scorer, and Doc wanted me to stand in the corner and be this and be that. Like, first of all, why do you think Doc Rivers wanted you to do that? That's like saying, me and 3 other people were qualified to get the assistant manager job at my job, but I'm the only one that didn't get it, and it's just because they wanted those other people to have it randomly, or you weren't good enough to do it. They didn't let you. You're not good enough to be a second or third scorer. That's why you were the fourth scorer. It wasn't a random idea that Doc Rivers had, by the way. But speaking of him, defending the team's best players, here's a tweet by Joel for MVP. In the Boston series, according to NBA's matchup data, Tobias Harris guarded Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Marcus Smart, Malcolm Brogdon, Al Horford, and Derek White for 86 total minutes. In those 86 minutes, he gave up 127 points on 67% true shooting percentage when he guarded those players. So he was actually, I thought he had some good defensive plays, and I think his defensive plays stand out, and that makes people think he was a good defender. But I've seen so many times this guy get beat backdoor. I've seen so many times him not rotate. And that's when these stats make sense, because over the grand total of the whole series, in reality, he sucked defensively.
And offensively. Yeah, dude, he sucks. I hate Tobias Harris. Also, real quick, I would like to say I read a comment in the chat. Need to address this. It says, "How about Daryl Morey's trade offer to Cleveland?" It's not real. Please do not read that and think that it's real. First of all, because financially this year, or even before the second apron came out of last year and 2 years ago, it would be financially impossible to create that trade. Do not believe everything you read from Keith Pompey. The dude is a liar. The dude is a liar. Please, can we not just believe everything we see immediately? That trade offer was never offered. I promise you, everything inside of me. So, okay, just want to get that out.
Here's my conspiracy theory about the Tobias Harris interview and the other things with Tobias is, his dad called him an assassin scorer.
That's the best part. That's the best part.
And the rumored proposed trade package from Daryl Morey for Tobias Harris. Here's the conspiracy. Everybody knows we have to trade Tobias Harris. Daryl Morey knows it. Tobias Harris knows it. Everybody knows it. This is just them driving the price up on Tobias Harris. Daryl Morey obviously is going to be like, oh, we love Tobias Harris. We would love to have him back. If we don't get an offer that blows us away, we're going to keep him. He's a great forward, 6'9", 17 points per game, damn near, air quotes, 40% from three. We would be more than happy to keep him. We don't need to make any trades. This is what Daryl Morey did with Ben Simmons. This is probably just the Daryl Morey tactic of driving up the price. And then Tobias Harris comes here and does this interview, and he speaks so highly of himself that he made himself actually sound like a very, very good, like all-star level NBA forward. And so really this whole, I feel like Daryl sat down with them at a table and said, listen, let's just make it sound like it was all Doc Rivers' fault. And then people know me. I got Fire Doc Rivers t-shirts out here. I'm not defending Doc Rivers at all. Let's make it sound like it was all Doc Rivers' fault. You just didn't fit the system. Doc wanted you to be a 14-point-per-game scorer who didn't rebound. And maybe we'll get more for you in the trade that's inevitably going to happen. And would Tobias Harris be this open to calling Sixers fans casuals if he felt like he was coming back this season? You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess. That's a good point. My thing with Daryl Morey is, if he doesn't have the deal now, he's just not going to pull the trigger. He's the most patient GM in the entire NBA. And as whatever we want to say about him, the Ben Simmons trade was really, really, it's a steal, dude. It's a steal for even what Harden is now. Regardless of what we think about him, that trade was a freaking steal. We traded a dude that was never going to play in the NBA for the Sixers again. Everybody knew it. Literally everyone knew it. He stopped playing. We traded him for a 10-time All-Star. And do I like that 10-time All-Star? No.
He's
wish
no
he probably
All-Star,
What's up?
That's the same thing with the Paul George thing. He is a 10-time All-Star, but not anymore.
Yeah, but even what Harden is now still is better than what Ben Simmons has ever been in his career. And we got that. And then we traded Andre Drummond, who was done in a year, and Seth Curry, who has been horrible for Brooklyn. So whatever. That's a really good trade. Yeah, but what are they going to? That's late first rounders, whatever. We would have traded it for something stupid anyway. I think Morey's a great GM. I really do. He's patient. He's stubborn. He gets what he wants. I respect it. But I'm sure all of this is at least to increase value, because I don't think Tobias Harris wants to be in Philly right now, and you can't blame the dude. And I don't think
I would want to be in Philly if I was Tobias Harris.
No, and we don't want him in Philly, so it's I'm sure it's a little bit of both. You know what I mean?
He might, with this clip, and you know how fast these things go. It got posted by Bleacher Report, ESPN, boom, boom, boom. And it's not very difficult to get the entire city of Philadelphia to hate you in the first place.
No.
He might get booed when he comes out game one.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people got booed. Dude, the Sixers, the fan bases.
Well, that's true too. We might sit there and just boo the whole team because it's the same team.
The fan base is exhausted. We all are. We deserve to be. These streams are tough sometimes. No one's happy watching our streams. No one's looking forward to the season that watches us. Imagine what we have. We were trying to sit here and say something, and the moment either of us have any slight optimism, we're just getting shit on in the comments. No one's happy.
This guy's got to be drunk. Get him out of here.
Yeah, dude. No one's happy. No one has any slight happiness in the Sixers fan base right now.
All right, but you think Daryl Morey's doing a good job.
Yeah,
I think Daryl Morey's insane. I think Daryl Morey has a major ego because of his trade for James Harden to Houston, which ended up, yeah, it was great. Even though James Harden was a 10-time All-Star, okay, but it wasn't fun to watch. When you really watched it, he was shooting 21 free throws a game because the referees were calling absolutely everything. I remember watching him play the Sixers, and I couldn't stand it, dude. They don't call it anymore. They don't call it at all anymore. But when they were calling it, he was just hooking arms and throwing the ball straight up in the air and getting a call every single time. I'm not downplaying his 10 years of greatness. He was probably one of the most difficult players to guard one-on-one I've ever seen. He was so quick off the dribble and the step back three. He was unbelievable. But Daryl Morey has been so obsessed with James Harden because that was his claim to fame, that in the Ben Simmons situation, he sat back and said, we could sit here all season, and I think he passed up much better offers because he's obsessed with James Harden. I think Tyrese Halliburton right now is as good as James Harden.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. But we also don't exactly know. Like we know what has been rumored, and we know what like came out to the public, but we don't know. We really don't know what was really offered or not.
That's true.
Probably. Like I think just in general, like the fan base is exhausted, and at least look at Embiid and Damian Lillard. Same exact situations, truly. Damian Lillard is just showing this ultimate like loyalty, and we're all shitting on him. Like, dude, go somewhere else. You're in a franchise that doesn't try to get better around you. They ran it back like way more times than we have. You know, all they did was run it back with him and CJ every single year. They tried to tell him it's gonna work, just run it back. At least Daryl Morey and at least the Sixers have like tried to build around Embiid differently. When it doesn't work, they're like, all right, like maybe run it back in a year and then figure it out from there. Like at least we're firing Doc Rivers. At least we got rid of Ben Simmons. Like at least Daryl Morey's like, we need to do it now and prove to Embiid that we want to win around him. Like it could be so much worse. It could be so much worse. I hate that. I hate the Sixers. I hate everything. I hate it.
It's going to get to the point. So Tim Legler on ESPN today said that he wouldn't be shocked if Joel Embiid, and we say this every offseason, but he said he wouldn't be shocked if Joel Embiid wants out. If the Sixers come back with the same team and fail again, he wouldn't be shocked if Joel Embiid wants out. We never really know where Joel Embiid stands on things like that because he doesn't seem like a guy that cares that much about I wouldn't say that maybe he doesn't care about winning. The way that he looked in game 6 and 7 in these playoffs, it didn't look like he cared about winning. Maybe Joel Embiid, and look, he came from an impoverished area, obviously, Cameroon, Africa. And I think, it's just a different perspective for somebody like that. He came to America and made millions of dollars. He has the best life in the world compared to a lot of people, but especially compared to where he came from. So maybe he kind of is content, and that's why in a big game 6 and game 7 he looks disengaged. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't care about really getting that championship, NBA championship. I don't know.
I think he cares. He just hasn't really been in playoff shape. It just comes. It's not. He doesn't have to do anything else on a basketball court. He's good. He just needs to figure out stamina and like how to like be alive for these late playoff games. He just seems so sluggish and dead, and it's like it's my problem with Harden. Within the first 8 minutes of a game, you know exactly how he's going to play for the rest of the game. You know how the Sixers games are going after 8 minutes. You're like, all right, we're either going to have a chance to win this, or I can turn on 24 and watch some like whatever John McClane. What I don't know. That was a weird reference, but dude, he just needs to get more in shape. You know what I mean? Like, and I think he cares, but I think he does have this like loyalty to Philadelphia. We're the first city to give him a home, like we're really America to Embiid. Embiid was in Kansas for a year and high school for a year, but he's been in Philadelphia for the majority of his entire like stay in the United States. So I'm sure he has this like home idea.
Yeah. I don't know if I see him like trying to leave though, because I just don't know if he's like, I want to go somewhere else and win. He seems like a guy that isn't really all about the like certain lifestyle. I don't think he cares about going and living in Miami. I don't think, things like that. I don't think like any big cities or draw him as some kind of attraction. Like, I don't think he lives like a celebrity style lifestyle. So I don't really think he cares about the attention. But I don't know.
Right, he's got
Maybe
a family. He's got a lot going on. There's so much that goes into why players want to stay or leave to
that's what
begin
I
with.
mean.
So
Though.
it's like,
That's what I mean. He's got a beautiful child. He has a. Have you seen his wife?
Dude, have I seen his wife? Come on.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe he's content with everything he has and just.
But to be that good, there's another shift of like he wants to win. You put it, that's so much work. Like, dude, the amount of effort that it takes to get to his point in his career, he has another drive of like wanting to win. Everyone, if you don't want to win a championship, you're not in the NBA. Unless you're Ben Simmons.
Or Damian Lillard.
He wants to win too. He's just the same thing. He's just stupid and an idiot. Like, I get it. He's just in the wrong generation, to be honest.
Well, that's definitely true. They started, jumping around teams ever since. I hate to say it, but probably LeBron James started it.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't like the beginning of the super team. Super team is probably like Boston, but yeah, I mean, his decision was he made that public. It was insane.
And now for a while, everybody tried to do it, tried to build the super teams. I think we came to the end of the super team era, though.
Yeah, for the most part.
Thankfully.
Yeah,
thankfully.
I mean, Phoenix is out here trying to do it again, I guess.
I just hope it doesn't work because I hate seeing it. I don't want to see Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and I don't want to see this bunch of like superstars that couldn't win in the teams that they were on join together and win again. And what's Kevin Durant's legacy going to be after all of that? Dude, you joined every team. Anytime a team wasn't good enough, you just left. You freaking asked for a trade before your contract even started in Brooklyn. That guy's the biggest fraud on the planet. I can't stand Kevin Durant. I absolutely can't stand him. And he cares so much about what everyone thinks he has burner accounts on Twitter. Are you kidding me, dude? You could be doing anything in the world literally right now. You can fly to freaking Italy anytime you want. Whatever it is. You're sitting at home reading like random dudes' opinions of you on Twitter, and it's the kids with the player profile pictures. They're 12 years old in their mom's house. Why are you reading Twitter? He joined a space the other day. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was Swipa's space. It wasn't his space, but he was on it.
Shout out to Swipa Cam, man. I gotta admit, with all of the trolling, has gotten you some at least you got into a space with the troll master himself, Kevin Durant. But this is what I mean though. He couldn't scroll past a space that was titled Kevin Durant is not top 5.
Yeah, dude, he's probably searching that in the Twitter bar like KD is not, and then sees what there is. Like, how else would Kevin Durant find that, dude? He's a psycho. I hate him.
He absolutely is. So he jumped in a space. No other NBA player would jump in a random Twitter space with some nerds that are talking about Kevin Durant's not top 5.
Yeah. No.
Why would you do that?
No sense. It's crazy. How much time does he have on his hands? Hit a gym one time.
That's what I mean. Go do a bench press, man.
Yeah. Go pick something up and put it down.
I want to read the comments that Tobias Harris's dad made because they are funny. And like I can't say he's a bad agent because he got Tobias Harris a max contract. So maybe his dad is an amazing agent, or maybe the Sixers were just that stupid in the moment when Jimmy Butler walked away. And they inevitably chose, first of all, Brett Brown and Ben Simmons over Jimmy Butler. And then they panic paid Tobias Harris a max contract. Do you think that had to do with his dad being some kind of amazing swindling agent?
In the offseason when everyone was getting bags too. No, I mean, I'm sure he's fine, but he's not like this great. He only has one freaking client. What does that say?
Is that true? So he's not an actual agent at all. He's just Tobias Harris's dad.
He's just the dad. And now I hate him. Never even knew he existed before tonight, but I hate him.
All right, so here's what his dad said about him. I didn't get to comment on this because things are happening. Life's going on. But his dad, when asked if he thinks the Sixers are using his son the way they should, Tobias Harris, his father/agent, said during an appearance on the Business of Sports podcast, "Personally, I don't think so. The reason I say that Well, Tobias is an assassin scorer. I mean, they can't stop him. What? This is
Nobody in the league can stop him. Guess how many seasons? I want to take a guess on how many seasons Tobias Harris, the assassin scorer, has had over 20 points per game in a season. Just as many as me.
I just realized that Tobias Harris's dad has never watched Tobias Harris play basketball in the NBA.
No.
They can't stop him, he says. Dude, I've seen so many situations where the shot clock's running down, the offense game plan failed, and Tobias Harris ends up with an ISO situation in 6 seconds on the shot clock and can't beat anybody one-on-one, dude. Anybody. He's too slow to be a small forward. He's too unathletic to be a power forward. He's really nothing in the NBA. I really think that. I don't think this whole they're using him wrong. I think he's not very good. I think he's just not very good. I think in that one season with the Clippers, he was, I don't know, maybe he had some, that was still in like before he started to athletically decline. Maybe he didn't put any actual physical work in the offseason to maintain what he was in that season with the Clippers. He was shooting step back threes. He had a game that you haven't seen since then. And he's not an assassin scorer.
Nobody can stop him.
Tobias Harris blocked me on Instagram 2 years ago because there was a Sixers game against the Boston Celtics, or maybe it was 2 seasons ago, where there was like 10 seconds left on the clock. We inbounded the ball to Tobias Harris at half court. He had to jump to catch it with Al Horford on him because Al was literally manhandling him and pushing him all the way across half court. And I posted a screenshot of him jumping to catch it with Al Horford bodying him. And I said, who catches a ball like this? And he blocked me on Instagram for that. So, Tobias Harris is soft. He blocked me on Instagram. But anyway, that game, he had 10 seconds on the clock. He couldn't get around Al Horford 40 feet from the basket. But he's an assassin scorer, and they can't stop him.
Nobody can. I mean, when I'm thinking about like the Mount Rushmore of NBA assassin scorers, it's probably like Prime AI. I think Prime Harden's up there. But Tobias Harris might be 3. Like, he might be one of the greatest scorers of all time. And it's Philadelphia's problem because ever since the trade to the Sixers, as the greatest agent of all time said, they put him in the corner. And that's really just on us. Now, like, if we're thinking back on the last 2 years, I think if we just built around Tobias Harris, the assassin scorer, Tobias Harris, I think the Sixers would have at least 2 in the bag. Our rings would be Embiid would have a whole handful of rings.
I think so too. It's I think you're right. Nobody in the league can stop him. He said he's proven that over his career. Even when he was with the Clippers, he was an assassin scorer, dude.
Assassin scorer.
You're talking about one. You're talking about one season.
Yeah, but he was an assassin, dude. He was secretly and silently killing people with his scoring. He might be the greatest scorer of all time.
Yeah, that's what really, like, if he was really as good as he's trying to make him sound, he wouldn't have to use the word assassin scorer, right? He would just be a great scorer. But because he's not a great scorer, you're trying to explain to me that he is a great scorer. I just don't see it because he's an assassin scorer. He's over here fucking hiding in the bushes like on Assassin's Creed or
Guerrilla
something.
warfare, baby. Guerrilla warfare. You know who also is an assassin scorer? Low-key, Furkan Korkmaz, dude. I think Furkan Korkmaz is an assassin scorer.
Yeah. I think the word assassin cannot be used for a scorer in the NBA because assassin got the job done without anybody seeing it. You can't score in the NBA without scoring in the NBA. I don't know that's just such a weird way to say something and try to make it seem like he's really a good scorer. You guys just don't see him scoring. No, I'm watching the hoop. I'm watching Tobias Harris with the ball.
I say we honestly just give him the Supermax and see if he can go from there.
And then LA traded him because they got too good and wanted to pivot to the draft lot. What?
Basically because Tobias Harris made that team too good that they wanted to go down in the draft lottery. I hate his dad, maybe more than I hate him. That's a crazy thing to say, but I do.
Is that what he thinks happened?
Yeah.
But what really happened was the rumor came out that the Clipper, his dad wanted a max contract from LA, and they said, we're not giving you that much money.
Elton Brand. Holy shit. I hate you too.
Well, I think it was the ownership more than Elton Brand, but Elton Brand sucks too.
I love like whenever Elton Brand, it's so funny. Elton Brand, like nobody's ever taken him seriously as like the actual GM. Like even when he was the GM, we were like, probably ownership just making those moves. Elton Brand's just the cuck. He's just the Sixers cuck, dude. Just watching.
They don't even invite Elton Brand to like the press conferences anymore.
They just let him sit in the corner of a room. I know.
Like in the beginning, Daryl Morey was saying myself and Elton, and now he just goes there by himself. He doesn't even mention Elton Brand anymore.
I know. It reminds me of like, remember President FDR? The dude had polio, but every time he would have him on TV, it would just be from waist up, so nobody in the public would know that the president was dying of polio. Like, dude, he was in a wheelchair and no one knew. It's like Elton Brand. Elton Brand's been dead for 3 years, but we're just like,
so.
No one knows.
I think it's like the Weekend at Bernie's, man. Elton Brand actually died, and they're just carrying him around.
Dude's been dead since the pandemic.
Dude, but realistically, what do you think Elton Brand does? Like every day, like you got to go. Does he even go there, or does he just not even go there?
Dude, I think he's still probably on the court putting up buckets and being like, "Yo, I think I still got a couple years in me." Elton's just trying to get more years on the court.
Oh, he admitted it here. They said, "Wow, you're looking for what?" He said $35 million a year, and they said, "We're not going to pay you that." So they traded him to the Sixers. So he said the LA traded him because they got too good and wanted to tank, but then he said they traded him because they weren't going to give him the money he wanted. And none of this makes any sense. None of this makes any sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, also he's using stats from 2017, dude. That's 6 years ago, bro.
I think we can all agree.
That's hilarious.
Tobias Harris's dad is either the greatest agent that's ever existed, or he is completely oblivious to everything and doesn't actually know what's going on, and just got lucky with the Sixers giving him a max.
Yeah, I mean,
Tobias definitely feels some type of way with Philly. He doesn't play like he's 6'9". Thought he was 6'7". His play style has never fit, and Philly's front office is what kept them back for so long. In my opinion, yeah, he does not. That's why I said, like, how many times have you dunked the ball last season, dude? Like, you're 6'9", and I see you get owned on the boards. I see you shank layups left and right. Like, it's unbelievable to me.
Yeah, he brings nothing to what Philly needs. Like, Philly needs things, and he doesn't do any of it.
So you don't think Daryl Morey actually told the Cavs we want Jarrett Allen and a first-round pick or whatever they said?
No, it's the most asinine rumor I've Keith Pompey sucks at his job so much, dude. He's such a joke and a clown of a professional. Dude sucks. Yeah. Dude, I hate Keith Pompey too. Another idiot, just a purebred idiot. And no, that trade is financially impossible to even offer. So no, I don't think Daryl Morey just did the math wrong one day and was like, "Hey, if you give me your 13 best players, if you give me the roster, I'll give you Tobias Harris."
Do you think did Keith Pompey get roasted for that? Like, somebody said there was like reporter beef on Twitter
recently.
I think it was Kai Carlin that tweeted. He just tweeted.
Oh yeah.
He just tweeted a meme of somebody that said, "Are you sure about that?"
Even Daryl Morey's tweet was the what's it called? Snoopy, the Peanuts. Yeah, the Peanuts kicking the football, and how he constantly Charlie always misses the football and always thinks that the chick's going to keep the ball there. It's like, how many times are we going to let people get fooled by the most idiot reporter of all time? Holy shit. Keith Pompey is a moron.
Damn.
He's a moron.
Well, how does somebody become a beat reporter?
By making shit up and just throwing it at the wall. I don't even know, dude. I'm sure he works hard and does his job and used to be good at it 38 years ago. But the dude sucks now. He sucks so much. Just shut up. Keep your mouth shut.
I think reporters' jobs, though, now are just to, I mean, really, in the offseason, too, their jobs are just to get clicks, man. That's all it is, really.
Yeah, that's all anything is. It's literally all life is.
We're in an age, yeah, but the news and reporting used to be different because you had to be known as a trustworthy source, and then people would be excited to watch the show that you were on because you were going to give some kind of information, and that's how you built the audience that was there. And back then, the companies would pay to put commercials on the TV channel, And that audience was only there because the people that were on that station were reputable and the people were interested in hearing what they say. Now we're in an era where all it is a website. Everybody has a website and everybody has ads on the website. And for you to literally pay your own salary, you must get people to come to this website so that there's impressions on the ad that's on the website, and that's how we get the ad money. That's all it is.
But the NBA is also weird because like it's changed since like First Take and Stephen A. Smith. It's revolutionized like reporting in general. It's so much of like bullshit and like, oh, let me throw this thing at the wall and let's see what sticks and let's talk about hypotheticals. But it's also like it's our fault as like people because the NBA nowadays is so much more volatile as it used to be. Like there's so many more changes every offseason is insane. It's like crazy, but it's good for ratings. It's good for the NBA. It's good for sales. It's good for like merchandising. And the reporters just like fuel off of people's want for change always. Like back in the day, dude, if look, we ran it back with AI like every single year. We were just running it back. Running it back. Nowadays, it's not like that. And then when a player does want to run it back, they're like, why doesn't this dude ask for a trade? What's wrong with this guy? We're in an era of change. Like the fact that Zion Williamson was getting offered for a draft pick isn't just insane. Like, yeah, dude, like whatever your thoughts on Zion are or not, the guy's like 13 years old. He's been in the NBA for like 3 years and he's a 25, 10 and 5 guy.
Wait, let's go there. Cause you not that it would ever happen because it wouldn't work money wise or anything like that probably. But when there was the rumors of the Pelicans possibly shopping Zion Williamson, and you said, just do it, Philly, right? I don't see a fit there.
Neither do I, but he's a stud. He's so good, dude. Yeah, well, so is everyone else.
Yeah, but no, Zion Williamson is mentally injured. Zion Williamson, oh my God, we're going to talk about lack of effort. This dude was finally actually healthy, and he stood there in front of a microphone on the side of a court. I don't know, remember who was interviewing him, and he said, I don't want to come back until I feel like Zion. He said, I'm good. I'm 100%. I'm healthy, but I don't want to come back until I feel like Zion. And he said, I don't want to come back and like, mess up the flow and everything with what everybody's going on. And I'm like, that was the most weak-minded thing I've ever heard anybody say. What do you mean, dude? If you're healthy, get on the court. Speaking of Allen Iverson, there was a game where they told him he wasn't playing because he still had a fractured wrist, and they took his jersey because he was going to play anyway. He sent the equipment manager to get him a new jersey. They took his shoes. He sent the equipment manager down the street to Foot Locker. Dude, you couldn't tell that guy wasn't going to play. Now we have these pampered babies that are in the league, already made $30 million because if you're number one overall pick, you're guaranteed $30 million. They don't even care anymore. This guy doesn't care about playing basketball. Then you find out the whole time that he didn't feel like himself is because he was juggling porn stars, and the one porn star he got pregnant and he pissed off the other porn star. Do you know how mentally ill you have to be to date a porn star? I went there.
He's a kid. He's a little child. That's like, hanging out with like an idol growing up. She's like 38 times his age. But he's so good, dude. He's so good. He's so ridiculously good. I don't care.
That's such a funny way to say it. That's like hanging out with an idol growing up, dude.
Dude, it's like you're meeting the idol, dude.
You were 13 watching this girl, and then you make it to the NBA, and you
dude, it's brave. I respect it. Right. I highly respect it. I think I'm on the Zion board, dude. I made a bet when he came into the NBA after his first season with my brother-in-law if he would win an MVP in his first 5 years. And I said he would. And so far, not looking great. But next year, dude, is his year, bro. He's got it all out of his system, literally and figuratively, this offseason. He's ready to go.
Here's the thing about Zion Williamson. He's too big for the style of play. And I think we're seeing that a lot with players coming into the NBA too. We're about to see it with this new one too. Victor Wembanyama.
Yo, don't talk shit on my man right there. I love that dude.
Zion at 270 at only 6'6" is too much weight on those knees and feet, man. He blew out a shoe at Duke.
Yo, this dude said Alexis
Blew out a
Texas.
shoe.
That's funny. See, dude, it's like meeting your idol. I respect it. Yeah, he blew out a shoe. Whatever, dude. The dude's been blowing out backs clearly for a couple of years now. He's putting in a lot of work. I think Zion's ready.
And then he comes into the NBA. He what? Played 20 games, 40 games. This guy's never healthy. He can't get his weight down. And you find out, dude, I'm serious. I know we're making jokes about the it's like hooking up with your idol or something like that, but really, his mind is not in the game at all.
No, dude, it's nowhere near the game. It's on a totally different game. Maybe he's back now.
Bro.
Maybe he's back. Maybe after a face tattoo from...
That can't be real.
Dude, I hope to God it's not.
That can't be real.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that people were seeing all of her insane tweets, right? Tagging him all day long and all these things. And people were like, wow, she's so crazy. And I just replied to one of Sean Bernard's tweets, and I was like, I think it's so funny how people on Twitter are acting shocked that a porn star is crazy. I mean,
I don't know where this stream has gone, but I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I mean, this is great. Yeah, of course, dude. She's a lunatic. Most people are lunatics. I'm not going to just say that community in specific. I don't personally know any per se, but Zion did a number on that one. I will say that he changed the wiring of that brain.
She was in love, man. All right, Victor Wembanyama. I want to watch this video of him bricking shots.
Dude, I hope he's the man. He's going to be good. He'll be all right.
Think he was just tired or what?
He just missed shots.
No, he missed all of them.
He made the dunk. I will say he didn't even have to dunk didn't even have to jump for that dunk.
They said they were deleting the footage. Like he had a team.
Yeah, that's gonna look really good after the footage is on Twitter, dude.
They spell his name.
VICTORWEMBENYAMA.
WEMBEANYAMA.
Yeah.
There's a video of him bricking shots, man. Oh, here it is. We got it.
But I also will say his teammate, Bilal Kuku, whatever the guy's last name is, Bilal, the dude that got drafted 7th, dude averaged 5 points per game last year, and he was the 7th overall pick. That dude got drafted bricking shots.
That's true. Yeah, but this is the number 1 overall pick that's supposed to be the next, the most hyped player since LeBron James. Are you on board with that?
I'm on board.
Are you?
Yeah.
All right. Here's my take with Victor Wembanyama. It's easy, and I called it a couple months ago. First of all, I said stay away from Chet Holmgren. This guy broke his foot in a damn pickup game trying to guard James.
Totally different players, though.
No, the size, dude. 7'5" playing like a guard is not going to work.
Look at that form. This is good form right here.
7'5" playing like a guard, you're going to have injury problems. What is that horn? Is that my?
No, that's a car outside my window. He saw the Wembanyama shot and he said that's really good form.
That's hilarious. I thought it was in the video for a second. But I called him Kristaps Porzingis 2.0 because that's exactly what he is.
All right, my thing on him is he's not going to come out next year.
You remember how crazy they were about Kristaps Porzingis? This guy's 7'4" and plays the game like a guard. It's never been seen before. It's going to be the craziest thing ever.
Wembanyama is going to be good. Like, he's not going to be an all-star his first year, but like he's going to give you good numbers. Defensively, he's going to be very, very good. Immediately, yeah.
I don't know. I saw a video of him getting punked by some random white guy in the EuroLeague under the basket, dude. Just straight up power dribble, knocked him out of the way. Joel Embiid.
But for every video that you've seen him doing that, you've seen a video of him blocking a dude 5 times in a row.
Well, yeah, he's a good weak side defender because of his length. That's the same thing with Porzingis. But if he gets a big guy in the paint, he's getting moved out of the way.
We'll see. If he can gain some weight, I think he's going to be all right.
Gain some weight.
I hate you.
none of these players can gain weight. They're built like that. That's just how they're built, dude. 7'5" beanpole. How's he going to gain weight? He probably would have to eat 30,000 calories a day to gain weight.
Maybe some anabolic steroids.
that would help, man. If we could go back to the 80s.
Dude, let's just bring Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa, but turn it into basketball.
Do you remember Ben Wallace on the Detroit Pistons?
Yeah, of course. He was like 6'1" and blocked everyone ever because he would just punch dudes in the face.
But I mean, the way that he was built was just...
He was a tank. He was an absolute tank, dude.
Man, I don't know about this Victor Wembanyama guy, man.
All on board.
Look at this. Ugh. This is disgusting. Ugh.
Beautiful shot. Look at that. Look at the way just those elbows. Got some sharp elbows. It's gonna bode well, dude. A lot of people are getting drafted nowadays for their elbows.
I think it's cool for a player this size to have that skill, but I don't know about it transitioning into the NBA, man.
We'll see. I think they're going to play around him a little bit. He's going to be a good power forward. He's not a center, that's for sure.
Well, it's a good thing that he has Greg Popovich because, you know, it's at least somebody that's going to probably figure it out better than anybody else would.
Yeah, 100%.
What else we got?
Harden, maybe? What else?
Oh shit! I removed you from the stream. I meant to remove Wembanyama. You're not muted, are you?
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, there was another Harden thing. The James Harden thing is just something from his camp that we'll see right here. It was another clickbait thing from Stein, Mark Stein.
Yeah.
Mark Stein, is that it?
Yeah.
Do you think the Sixers can win with James Harden?
No.
Because Legler's the one that said on ESPN today, he straight up said, you can't win with James Harden, and it's because James Harden's floor is so bad.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he was like, good, all-star level players, guys that average 25 points a game or whatever, when they have a bad night, they still figure out how to get 18, 19, 20. They still come alive in the fourth quarter. He was saying like what Jason Tatum did in that Boston Celtics series. He sucked the whole series. Game 7, he drops 41 on us and just clutch shot after clutch shot after clutch shot. When James Harden's bad, dude, it's like 5 points and 9 turnovers bad. It's bad. And then he quits and gives up and does nothing in the fourth quarter. That's an absolute fact, and the stands hate it.
Yeah, he's brutal. I mean, I understand that bringing him back is probably the best thing for the Sixers. I don't care, dude. I've mentioned it before. I'd rather never see him play in a Sixers uniform again and lose more. Dude, we're maxing out at the second round anyway, guys. I don't know what we're all so worried about. Let him bounce, dude. Let him go to Houston. Let him go elsewhere. I don't even think he can go elsewhere. I don't think any other team wants him.
I think Houston does want him for the veteran, to just kind of a floor raiser for the young guys and a veteran facilitator and kind of bring some kind of order to a team of just, young shot chuckers.
Yeah, but it would be on such a small contract. And I don't know, maybe if he declines his player option, he has to let us know by tomorrow, right? And it's like $36 million, and it's like $10 million less of what he would make on the Supermax. But like, if I'm James, dude, is a team offering me a Supermax?
That's what I mean. I think Houston has the cap space to do it,
but I don't think they would do it. I really don't.
Here's why I think you would do it if you're Houston. You have no chance of winning anytime soon, and you know that. These guys that you have on your team could be really good NBA players in 3, 4, 5 years. Could be all-star level players. Could be Jalen Green could be an NBA superstar in 5 years. We don't know. You give James Harden the Supermax, and by the end of James Harden's career, now these guys are where maybe you think that their like peak is. And I just think there's like a 4-year gap anyway where they're not going to be good. So with the $60 million in cap space, why not give it to James Harden, bring him there, bring some order to the team, bring some veteran leadership, bring some experience. Like, I think it makes sense actually for Houston. Because
I mean, they got Amen Thompson, which is a sick name, dude. He's going to be every Priest's favorite player. But they also have Jalen Green. They have Kevin Porter Jr. They have a bunch of dudes who like facilitate, and I just don't understand why you would bring in James Harden. They have 138 guards on that team. And even their center's a guard. Alperen Sengun is like oh, he's a great passer. So we're just going to get James Harden there to do what? For how long? No, that doesn't make any sense. I don't
That's what
think
I
so.
mean. 3 years. 3
It's a long
years.
time.
2 years and a player option, just like the Sixers did. No, we gave him 1 year and a player option, didn't we?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure the Sixers are just going to run it back. Maybe say it's a new coach, a new regimen. My favorite thing was when Harden was like, he's intrigued from what Nick Nurse said. I'm like, yeah, dude, intrigued. No one wants you, dude. That's what's intriguing.
The sense that James Harden will re-sign with the Sixers and become Nurse's floor leader instead of heading back to the Houston Rockets for a second stint is gaining momentum. I still don't understand the James
There
Harden.
he is, dude.
I still don't
There he is.
understand the James Harden and Nick Nurse thing. James
No.
Harden, Nick Nurse is known as a ball movement, move off the ball, and catch and shoot coach. James Harden is the exact opposite of that. And he's never been that. He's never been. We were trying to get him to catch and shoot the ball last season. Like, oh, look, he's developing. I thought playing basketball, you just knew how to catch the ball and shoot it. I didn't know catching and shooting was such a crazy fucking thing that people had to learn how to do after 12 years in the NBA. But he just doesn't seem like a Nick Nurse player at all. I don't understand it.
No. Also, there he is again, Keith Pompey.
Keith Bomb. His decision will define the Sixers' approach to NBA.
Thanks, dude. No shit, Sherlock. God, Keith Pompey.
See,
if you're out there somewhere, Keith, hit me up so maybe you can change my mind that you're a garbage writer.
But I clicked on it, so he did his job. You see?
I know.
That's all they're doing is selling words to people like me who are so desperate for some kind of information on the topic.
Yo, you like my name change? I changed my name on StreamYard.
Mariah Mells. Nice. Will James Harden return to Philly? His decision will define the Sixers. See if there's any actual information in this. Here we go. We're going to give Keith Pompey the benefit of the doubt, no matter what Greg just said about him. And we're going to read the article and decide if there's any actual information in here. Doc Rivers, a future Hall of Fame coach, is gone. Nick Nurse, a coach known for successful out-of-the-box tactics, is here. This was 2 days ago, by the way. And the sense that, this was yesterday. What's today?
Yesterday.
This was yesterday. In the sense that James Harden will re-sign with the Sixers and become Nurse's floor leader instead of heading back to the Houston Rockets for a second stint is gaining momentum. I'm starting to love these tricky little phrases that we use all off season. So basically, if you combine all of the rumors that came out the entire off season, it's James Harden to Houston is gaining momentum. James Harden staying in Philly is gaining momentum. Someone in James Harden's camp said that they like the restaurants in Houston, and so James Harden might want to go to Houston. And they're like, well, James Harden. So we just keep going back and forth of just rumors that aren't really, it's not really anything at all. You can
nothing is being said, dude. There's in the articles that there's nothing that is.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. You can say whatever you want. And I said a couple weeks ago that James Harden, coming back to Philly on a 4-year deal. I said, I'm being told. And I was joking with a friend. I was like, look, I can put anything on Twitter as long as I say I'm being told, like Mark Stein does or anyone else, and it'll blow up. And it ended up the Believe in Sixers podcast was talking about it with Eric Snow, and he was like, run it back Philly. What's that? And I'm like, bro, all I said was I'm being told something that's totally not true. And it got me the attention that that people like this get. So maybe I need to start lying like they are.
Dude, it's so fun. It's so fun to poke the bear, dude. It really is. That's what I hate so much about it. I hate people that are like this, but like when I poke the bear on Twitter and it blows up, I'm like, that feels good.
Harden is expected to opt out of his $35 million before next Friday. Okay, we still haven't gotten any real information. Sixers teammates George Niang, Jalen McDaniels, Shake Milton, Montrezl Harrell, Paul Reed will join him on the free agent market. Okay, that's not really.
Dude, if we lose Jalen McDaniels, I'm going to be so pissed, dude. So pissed.
Yeah, I do want to talk about that. It's definitely something I want to talk about before we get out of here. Harden could receive a max salary, $210 million. There's still no new information here with Harden at 33. He's injury prone. The Sixers are not willing to hinder his team. He led the NBA in assists. I mean, we're just literally rehashing the same information that everyone knows, kind of. The only way an article like this is valuable is if you don't know anything and just now started reading about James Harden.
Right.
Under Rivers, the Sixers wanted Harden. Perhaps Nurse can find a way to bounce. Yeah, there's absolutely zero information in this article at all. So, Greg, you were right.
You were right.
shout out to Keith Pompey for giving the clicks. And you know what, man? I run on clicks too. I get views on YouTube, and the ad money comes into my bank account based on the amount of views that I get. And Keith Pompey just keeps delivering me content, even if it's not real content.
Yeah. That's fair.
Anyway, Jalen McDaniels. So there was a thing that came out that Jalen McDaniels could possibly be offered more money by another team, that the Sixers are willing to offer him. And I'm going to be pissed too, because I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen, because I think Nick Nurse understands the type of players. Obviously, he understands the type of players. He had 17 Jalen McDaniels on the Toronto Raptors for 2 years. He understands you need that length, athleticism, switching ability on defense, all of those things. I think Jalen McDaniels is probably one of Nick Nurse's favorite players on the roster when you really look at it. And I don't think a guy like George Niang is even in his top 10.
No.
And so, I can't see that happening. If they're giving Nick Nurse the ability, if they're saying like, Nick Nurse had other coaching opportunities, he could have taken another job. So clearly in that meeting, somebody offered him a lot of control. We want you to do what you did in Toronto. So I think Nick Nurse has some control. I don't think he's going to let Jalen McDaniels walk to keep George Niang or Furkan Korkmaz or whoever else is. Yeah.
If Korkmaz is back, that might hurt more than Harden being back for me. I don't want to ever see his face again. I hope he never signs a contract in the NBA again.
I don't think he's I don't know, dude. He has no value at all. That's funny that he requested a trade and they were like, you don't have any value.
No, he's done it twice. Dude, go away. Go back to Turkey, bro. Jalen McDaniels has to be back on the Sixers team, because he's like one of the guys that Nick Nurse will see the potential rise with. Like if I'm confident in anything, it's that Jalen McDaniels is the prototypical dude that Nick Nurse knows how to elevate. And there are not a lot of guys on the team right now that can go and get better. Like if you look at our dudes, like how much better can Embiid get? Harden's not getting any better. PJ Tucker's not getting any better. Tobias Harris is not getting better. Maxey can get better. That's why everyone likes him. But we just don't have guys that are getting better. It's all right now guys. But Jalen McDaniels is a dude that has a higher potential and that could reach it. Him and Paul Reed, because they're both versatile 4-5s.
I think what Tobias Harris's dad was saying about Tobias Harris actually applies much more to a guy like Jalen McDaniels. Like the system and the Doc Rivers just not having a role for him at all. And then completely at the end of the season in the playoffs was like, well, I don't have a role for you. And now I don't even know what to do. So I'm not going to play you at all. I think Doc Rivers affected Jalen McDaniels, because his numbers were better in Charlotte than they were when he came to Philly.
100%. Way more athletic team. They ran up and down the court a lot more than they do in Philadelphia. Dude, Philadelphia was a half-court. I mean, there's still going to be a half-court offense with Harden. That's the thing. These dudes are only going to get so much better given the situation around them, and it's just not good. It's just not good.
McDaniels should start, John Gotti says.
Why not, dude? Let it fly. Go Maxey, Springer, a random dude at 3, Melton off the bench. Sit Harden, pay Harden the max, and just don't play him.
McClung, dude. Let's play McClung.
McClung, dude.
Yeah,
put him at the 3.
If we're not going to get out of the second round, I at least want to see a 360 through the legs dunk.
At least one. Yeah, it's all I want, dude, is one highlight.
Yeah, man, it's been rough with having the slowest team in the NBA. There's not a whole lot of actual highlights. There's not a whole lot of like, oh, the bench stood up and everybody went crazy type of highlights. Daquan, what up, man? To be honest, I don't care if stay or go. All I know is Embiid ain't winning y'all not a game in that Boston series. Every game the Sixers lose, everyone was ass, not just Harden. So call MVP was ass. Daquan.
Yeah, but we got the assassin score of Tobias Harris coming back. So
Daquan Adams absolutely loves James Harden, and Daquan, like I respect you for keeping it sports and never taking it personally. When I completely just absolutely couldn't disagree with you more on your take on James Harden. 2 games in that series, James Harden was the best player on the floor. 4 other games in that series, James Harden was the worst player on the floor. It wasn't like, oh, he had an off night. He was he was worse than George Niang in those games. He was the worst player on the floor for 4 games. So why are the Harden stands all offseason telling me he won you guys 2 games? Yes, but he lost us 4 games. It's a 7-game series.
People get so mad too. The first comment says, "Shut your bitch ass up."
Where's that?
This is the very not at you, but at Daquan. The dude just says his mind, and everyone's like, "Yo, shut up, dude! You're an idiot. Don't ever, you stupid. We hate Harden here."
Yeah, that's
So
all.
funny.
That's all sports talk is on the internet now. It's
I
like
know.
your
I mean-
opinion. Your opinion is dumb. No, your opinion is dumb. But
Harden was awesome for 2 games. For 5 games, he was a butt cheek, and he didn't care. He wasn't even a whole ass. He was just a butt cheek, dude. Embiid sucked, yeah, but he also had a couple of good games too. Like sick, you know. My thing is like, they're both losers right now in their careers. Why are we putting them together?
Yeah. Well, when people stand for something, they deflect. So instead of being like, "You're right, he sucked for 4 games," they're like, "But what about Embiid? But
Yeah,
what
like we're on Embiid's side every time. Dude, I'm the first one to be like, yo, maybe Embiid's
I shredded
not
him
that guy.
against
I said
Sixers.
that 2.5 years ago. I'm like, I don't know. I love Embiid. I remember I got a lot of hate for it when I first started doing YouTube. And I was like, I just don't know if Embiid is he that guy? You know what I mean? Also, dude, Tobias Harris for Julius Randle and Evan Fournier, I would rather move to Montana
Look,
to pursue my dreams than have Julius Randle on my team.
if you had a final in school and you got a D minus and you didn't pass the class because you got a D minus on the final, you can't sit there and say, "But that guy also got that guy got an F."
That's what I used to do as a kid. I'd be like, yeah, but like Tommy had a C minus too, and my mom would be like, I don't care, dude. You failed the test. I don't care how hard it was. You failed it.
All right, anyway.
Accountability.
Yeah, Greg, thanks for coming through again, man. It was a
Always
blast.
a pleasure. Yeah.
We're gonna keep trying to do this every single Tuesday night for you guys every off season. If we don't have anything real to talk about, we might end up talking about Zion Williamson dating porn stars. You never know what we're gonna talk about,
I'm legally changing my name to Mariah Mills.
but we will be here on Tuesday nights. The Beard and the Stash, Eastwood and Greg.
Peace.
Follow Sixers Greg on Twitter. Follow at Runnerback Philly on Twitter. All that stuff. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button right now. Give us 229 likes on the stream. And we will see all of you beautiful people next Tuesday night.
4th of July.
Ooh, that's 4th of July?
Yeah.
Oh, we might have to skip that one.
Yep. Whatever you want to do. I'm chilling.
I'm going to be out here lighting bottle rockets off them.
I'll be getting arrested, dude. So I've never been arrested, but I'm going to try to get arrested.
All right. I'm tired.
Guys, follow my Twitter and then tweet at me what I should do to get arrested on the 4th of July.
Yes, everybody go tweet at Sixers Greg with what he should do to get arrested on the 4th of July.
I'm so serious.
We're out of here. Peace.